racing action. Let's get the rundown with Super 18's Bill Kremmering in tonight's Motorsports Reports.
Saturday night, competitors at the Hales Corner Speedway participated in the first annual Jim Angle Memorial 50. Angle, who died on this date 1 year ago, was the executive editor of the Midwest Racing News for more than a quarter of a century and served as general manager of Midwest Speedways for a like period of time. The action on the track would have made Jim proud as Gordy Seager worked on the inside of the track and Ted Dolan made his charge from the outside. Seager nearly got his car airborne trying to hold back Dolan, but to no avail. Dolan was followed to the checkered flag by Seager and Russ Scheffler. Dolan had these words following his victory.
I had to wait my turn, come around, and really needed a caution, which we got a late caution, and then it gave me an opportunity for a clear track and able to get up on top again.
Following the race, Bill Prietzel, who finished fourth, placed a claim against the motor used by Tom Searing. Searing had earlier in the evening set the best qualifying time. We'll have more on this story, including interviews with both Prietzel and Searing on our Thursday night report. Last Saturday night, Tom Searing began his evening by setting the fast qualifying time. Before the night was over, he left the track without a motor in his race car. There are 40 pages of rules regarding competition at Hales Corner Speedway. 2 of those rules came into play Saturday night for the first time in the history of the rule book. Both are there to keep the cost of racing in check. The first rule allows one racer to claim the motor of another competitor. That is, in effect, allowing the racer to purchase the motor for $7,000. The second rule prohibits the use of raised port heads, which are 3 to 4 times as expensive as the normal head. The heads on Tom Searing's car were not the heads which were outlawed by the rule.
There was a little bit of a misunderstanding about what type of heads would be allowed, and the rules didn't keep up with the technology. The heads that the rule was originally designed for were completely different than what's now available.
But the cylinder heads were similar to those outlawed in that they are expensive, and that is where Bill Prietzel comes in.
Tom's a very competitive driver. He's a good racer. I have no problem with Tom Searing at all racing. We talk to each other, but the engine rule I think has to be updated, and we're trying to keep our racing as advantageous as possible, and you have to work within the rules, and it is definitely within the rules.
Midwest Speedway officials acknowledge that $7,000 to claim a motor might be too low, since the retail price just for the engine parts alone, not including the labor, runs in excess of $8,000. But the rule is in effect for the balance of the season.
We changed rules in October.